As you may have picked up from last week's talk, I'm a runner. I started around 10 years ago, initially for the health benefits, but I've stayed with it because of the room it opens in my mind and the peace I experience when I'm out running. I also love running with other people, and I attend, as many people do, the park run each week. For me, running is not really about competing. It's more about the joy of being with other runners. So generally I'm not trying to beat anyone, except maybe myself. This competitiveness with myself intensified when I bought my first running watch. It tracked my mileage, my heart rate, and the all-important speed per kilometre. All this data then being collated by an app on my phone as it plotted my progress. Each month I loved to see how my progress was going, obtaining a faster and faster time until I got to a time of around 5k in 25 minutes. But then disaster struck. I picked up my first running injury, and after a month off, my time suddenly plummeted. Part of me fights this, made worse by the fact my son-in-law Jack has been training to run the Hackney Half Marathon. And a voice inside my head said, "Paul, if you train hard enough, next year you'll defy the odds and you'll smash Jack's time at the 13-mile Hackney Half." But then I realised when I started running 10 years ago, it was 10 years ago. And I was, and here's the insight, 10 years younger. And I had to ask myself, is there anything wrong with slowing down? And the competitive part of me, it still said in my mind, don't slow down, Paul. The 20-minute 5k is just around the corner. But there was another part of me that just, well, if I'm honest, felt relief. We're not all runners, of course, but probably we've all felt the pressure of the world on our shoulders to get faster and grow stronger and to achieve even more things, pushing ourselves to bigger and better things with no real let-up. But what I'm learning from Jesus, who is my coach for a better life, is that sometimes it's better to get slower. And in the process, something happens to me. I grow humbler. You see, running 5k in 27 minutes and not 25 is indeed very humbling. In the Bible, Jesus is always encouraging people to come to him for a rest, to slow down enough to appreciate things. In fact, during his ministry on earth, Jesus was known for a lot of things, but being in a hurry wasn't one of them. Jesus wasn't in a hurry to start his earthly ministry. He wasn't in a hurry to wake up from a nap, even though the boat that he was in had encountered a fierce storm. He wasn't in a hurry to get to Lazarus, even when he knew that his dear friend was dying. Jesus wasn't in a hurry to keep walking to the next town, even though people needed him there. Jesus slowed down to rest at times. He slowed down to spend time with his Father. He slowed down to invite his disciples to rest with him. When Jesus felt tired, he slowed down and took a break. I've come to believe that the good life isn't about pursuing measurements or being driven by the obsession of winning, but instead it's about being freed to love the slow pace of living life as it actually comes to us. It's still good for me to run, but perhaps I need to remember the time on the clock is not the most important measure.